Hike number 5 is Duck Lake and Pika Lake near Mammoth Falls. I thought this would be packed. Time is almost 8:30, I think. So I thought this would be packed since it's a Sunday, but a fair bit of smoke haze around, and campground is closed, and there was a detour to get here. So I think maybe a lot of people got turned off, but I expected this to be packed. That's the goal. Duck Lake and Pika Lake. Arrowhead Lake down there. There was a little turn off. I probably should have actually started recording at that point. And I had a look at the map, and the lake is actually shaped as a arrowhead. So not much creativity needed to name that lake, but that's not my goal today. Anyway, so only 1.7 kilometers in. No one is on this trail. Well, that's not technically true. I've seen 5 people. I thought this was going to be really, really busy. This is, particularly because it's a Sunday, so this is a pleasant surprise. Legs are doing really well. Yesterday was strenuous. Big Pine Lake, Palisades Glacier. Woke up about 2 a.m. Still feeling dehydrated at that point. And when I went to get a drink, my legs felt a little bit sore, but then I woke up at 6 and feeling fine. So at this point, just taking it nice and easy. Yeah, 20.4 minute kilometers, but we have gained a fair bit of elevation. Probably, yeah, almost 200 meters, 600 feet. You know, I'm just hoping there won't be as much smoke haze. The wind is picking up, but smoke haze is from a fire, more than likely, and that fire could be raging right now somewhere. Skelton Lake, a little bit of a detour here, but not much, and definitely windier, which probably is an indication of an approaching weather system. Also saw some contrails up there before, can't see them now. And even the lake, the ripples there. Not the best view I've seen the last few days, but if this was my first view I've seen of this trip, I probably would be loving it. And you can still see a little bit of smoke haze out there. I think it might be time for a break. Sitting on a log right here, enjoying the views as I take a break. I can take my time today. Total hike length will be 17, maybe 18 kilometers, depending on if I take any more detours. Drive to my next place of staying accommodation is maybe 40 minutes away from here, Lee Vining. So I'm not in any rush. I might actually spend a little bit of time in Mammoth Falls as well. Maybe have dunch there, have a big meal, because I don't think there's anything in Lee Vining. It's a very small town. In fact, most of the towns we've been staying in have been fairly small, with populations 1,000, maybe even less than that. All the motels we've been staying in have been quite old, that sort of thing, but that's okay, because the reason I'm doing that is this. And no one here. No one is here. All this place to myself. Barney Lake. Might try to find a spot to have a break. It's cool and windy. Elevation 10,168 feet. Started at 9,000 feet. So I've already gone up 1,128 feet. So I don't know if we can go down to the lake. Just gonna also a little lake down there. So Duck Lake, I do know we have to go up. So I'm trying to see where the trail is. I think it's up there. Sort of does look like trailish. Have to cross. There's a lake on the left called a Red Lake, and then we have the other lake, Barney Lake. So it looks like the water's flowing from Barney Lake to Red Lake. Red Lake's really small though. It's down there. Should I record this as I cross? This could be a mistake. If you're watching this, I made it. If you're not watching this, that's fine. Well, that was exciting. Guy just went past me, and I can see switch back there. So we're going up somewhere there. Barney Lake and haze in the distance. Barney Lake from above. See all the switchbacks, and I think a lot more to go, and definitely see the haze in the background. Don't think it's much. There's much haze here. Yeah. Anyway, that's disappointing because I think the views would be amazing without the haze. So all the lakes I've passed, Barney, Skelton and Arrowhead, and haze. And again, just going slowly up these switchbacks, and there's not a single person here. Well, that I can see coming up the switchbacks behind me anyway, so I can take my time. Just came over the ridge. So obviously this is Duck Lake. I think in the distance there might be Pika Lake. Yeah, it's still a little bit of haze here. So it just decreases the niceness just a little bit. And there is a bit of a junction here. And which is this junction? Pika Lake. Where does that go? Oh yeah, okay, see. But where does that trail go? That way. It says there's no trail there. Maybe it's a lookout. So that means we have to go down. Yep. Okay, let's do it. Duck Lake is fairly big. A little bit bigger than I thought. Goes all the way down there behind those trees. Yeah. A little bit surprising. I don't see any ducks. I've seen pikas and chipmunks, but no ducks. I suppose let's go down to the lake. I think this is the closest we get to Duck Lake. So it looks like, yeah, Duck Lake empties to the west there. Yeah, it's a bigger lake than I thought. Oh, it's pretty nice. I might take a break here. I'd love it if there was no haze though. Okay. Just walking along the lake before we head up to Pika Lake. Just looking back towards the way we came. I think the ridge over there is where we came over. Anyway, as soon as I get to Pika Lake, turning around. So we're at 7.78 kilometers. So That's almost half the hike, so definitely the end of the hike is coming up. And I know that because I also have the map on my phone. Coming towards Pika Lake, I took a little bit of a different trail than on all trails. That's a little bit shorter, but this is Pika Lake. And I do prefer this lake over Duck Lake, just because of the size and what's in the background. Again, the haze is mucking up a little bit. But I'm going to find a nice spot up here to take to have a break, and then I'll turn around, go back. I think this is going to be my turnaround point. This is the sort of thing I'm looking for, little bits of land that jut out. Yes, have a couple of nice rocks there to sit on. Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's a lot of options around the lake. Not sure where the original trail goes, but somewhere up there. Yeah, if I kept going this way, eventually get to the PCT. Just noticed that. Anyway, I spoke to a ranger. Yeah, it was actually nice here in the morning, and the fire, Mount Garnet or Garnet, something like that, is about 20 miles to the west, and all the smoke is filling up the valley. Some valley, I forget what it's called. Anyway, so hopefully tomorrow it's further enough away from the fire that it won't be affected. So Cloud's Rest is tomorrow. Yeah, can't even see that mountain that we could see before. That's a shame. It's a shame. And that is hike number 5 done and dusted, sort of like my shoes. Or shoes are looking quite dusty right now. So Duck and Pika Lake, or should it be Duck Lake and Pika Lake. And time is just after 2, I would say. Yep, 2:09. So a fair bit of time on my hands here. A nice leisurely walk. 16.4 kilometers, 5.3 hours. Pace 20.17 minutes per kilometer. I wonder how many steps I've done. Yesterday I did 44,000 steps. And today, as my watch is saving, taking time. Just take your time, watch. Just take time. I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush. No rush at all. It's taking a while. It's taking too much time. There it goes. 27,000 steps. Didn't seem like that. Seemed less. Okay, that's it for today.